Hi, in this video I would like to talk a little bit about my Amiga 4000 unit. It is quite nice expanded one, so I will show you what is inside. Let's start. So, as you can see, it is recapped. I have recapped motherboard with the tantal capacitors. Some may say that instead of using tantals, I should use original ones, electrolytic capacitors, like it was meant by the Commodore designers. But let's be honest. Most of the most of the Amiga peripherals, like video cards, processor cards, have tantals installed right in the factory, and there are any issues. And honestly, I can't see any issues using tantals on Amiga motherboard as well. Actually, it's been a year. I have recapped this motherboard, and it is rock stable. And basically, using with tantals, I can forget about any leakage in the future. So now I feel quite safe about my Amiga 4000 motherboard. And as you can see, I have also removed battery just in time and replaced with the coin battery. So no risk of battery leakage as well. And now let's talk about the Zorro cards I have inside. So starting from the bottom, it is hard to see, but there is a Xserve 100 Ethernet card on the bottom. It gives me ability to connect my Amiga to internet. It has also a nice feature. There are two USB ports on this card. They are not active. In order to activate them, you need to have RapidRoad module connected to the Xserve, the white card you can see now. And with this one, those USB ports became active, and I can use modern USB devices like pen drives, keyboards, mouses, scanners, and actually many others. There's a quite nice choice of drivers for it. And both Xserve and the RapidRoad are Indivision products. Not cheap, but well, yeah, the Amiga hardware nowadays, it's not cheap in general. Above the Xserve there is a LBox ATA FastATA controller. This is the latest revision. So this is the FastATA 4000 version 7. As you can see, it has two IDE ports, primary and secondary. I'm using only primary one, just to avoid too many cables and inside, which may affect the airflow. Some may say that when you have a CD-ROM and a hard drive, you should connect them to separate channels just to avoid the performance drop down, so the slower device is slowing down the faster device. But in that case, both the CD-ROM and the hard drive are working with the PO5 mode, so I cannot see any performance drop down. Actually, the performance is very nice. I'm getting around 8 megabytes per second for my CF card in this Amiga. So yeah, it's really nice. The only disadvantage I can see for this FastATA controller, it is that it's not supporting direct memory access, so it's taking some of the CPU resources. So the 060 is recommended to get the maximum out of this card. So yeah, above the FastATA controller, I have maybe going back to the FastATA controller. As you can see, I'm using the rounded IDE cable. So with this approach, there's no need to I don't have those flat cables which may stop airflow inside the case. So it also improves cooling. and the cable goes to the CD-ROM, which works as a slave device, and then it goes to the CF card, which works as a master device. Yeah, going back to Zorro cards, so above the FastATA there is a Prisma Megamix music card. This card is designed to decompress compressed music formats like MP3, OGG, and what it's doing is it is basically able to play those compressed music formats without taking too many CPU resources. So for example, with the high bitrate MP3s like 320 bitrate, it takes around 7% of the CPU. Well, of course, it depends on what CPU you are using, and in that case, I have 060 overclocked to 72 MHz. But with the regular 060, which works on 50 MHz, I would say that the CPU load would be around 10%. So, how it works? There is a cable which goes out of the Prisma music cards to the backplate. So you have to connect in order to be able to mix the Pola audio with the Prisma Megamix, you have to connect the Pola output to the Prisma Megamix, and then out from Prisma Megamix you can connect speakers basically to the Prisma Megamix backplate. I will show you later how it works. And the last Zorro card I have here, it is the CyberVision 64 with 4 MB of RAM. I like this card very much because it is quite fast. It is able to display 1280 per 1024 pixels resolution with 16-bit color bit modes on my LCD. So yeah, just take a look. This is how my workbench looks like. And another nice feature is that there is a output port. So basically, you can. There's no need to use any additional native video modes switchers in order to display the native Amiga modes on a single monitor. So as you can see, I have a VGA monitor connected to the CyberVision, and then from my InDivision scan doubler, I forgot to mention about it, there is a cable which goes to the CyberVision 64 output. So when I'm displaying the native Amiga modes, it switches automatically between the CyberVision modes and the native Amiga modes. And actually I can show you how it works. So what I will do, I will now open some Amiga application which is using the native Amiga modes. Let's open sysinfo, and I can also show you the FastATA drive speed. So let's go to the drives, and as you can see, the switch between the CyberVision mode and the native mode happened automatically, quite fast and quite smooth. So let's go to drives, and the speed is 7.5 megabytes per second. It depends, because sometimes I'm getting around 8 megabytes. Let's see if the CPU is. I have a Winamp open. So I'll close Winamp. I will close other windows as well. So now we can see that CPU is not used. I will open the sysinfo once again. Let's go to drives and speed. Now we have 8 megabytes. So as I said, it depends on the CPU speed. So when the CPU is used, we have a lower transfers, but in general it is much faster than in the internal IDE controller. Let's measure the CPU speed as well. So 3 times Amiga 4025 MHz. It's quite nice result. So while I'm here, I can also show you how the Prisma Megamix music card plays the compressed formats. We can play some MP3. Maybe it's not the best choice because I have a poor speaker here, but I will play some well-known music. So here we have 320, and the CPU is around 10%. I can play some lower bitrate music as well. Let's take John Her Narcissus, classic one. Now it's around 7%, so yeah, not too much. Okay, going back to the hardware, I mentioned that I have Indevision scan doubler. It is Indevision 4000D MK2 CR version. Very nice, lots of options to configure the output. It is able to output VGA and digital format DVI as well. In my opinion, one of the best scan doublers for Amiga 4000 and for Amiga in general. Not cheap, yeah, but as I said, the Amiga hardware prices are crazy in general. Yeah, so let's move to the other side of the case. Here I have a processor card. This is a Cyberstorm MK2 populated with 128 megabytes of fast RAM. There is a 060 processor, the latest revision number 6, with the latest mask 006. It has a very nice overclocking capabilities. So I have overclocked to 72 megahertz. When I'm getting higher, basically my memory is not fast enough. But on 72 it works rock stable. It is quite cold. So I'm very happy with this result. What you can see here as well, I have an IDE terminator, and this is because this is just to avoid a long boot time. So when you are using some external IDE controller or SCSI controller, then basically when you boot up the Amiga, the first Amiga tries to initiate the internal IDE controller, and when there is no device connected, it takes around 20 to 30 seconds to continue boot process. But with this terminator, I'm following Amiga motherboard, so it thinks that there is an IDE device connected, and immediately starts initiate the rest of the devices, like this external FastATA controller. So it speeds up boot process in general. Actually, I can show you. So I will turn off Amiga. I will fix the light a little bit. So yes, let's turn it on. So what's happening now? Normally I would have to wait around 30 seconds to start boarding from external IDE controller, but yeah, now it happens immediately. I'm using Blitzkrieg here, so it requires around 3 reboots before Workbench actually starts loading. It's loading now. All right. So yeah, going back to the Amiga hardware. What else we have here? So as you can see, I have also improved cooling a little bit. I have 3 extra fans. There is one fan which is blowing the air in that direction. There is another one which is blowing out the air, the hot air. So basically the rotation goes like, the airflow goes like this. And there is also a third fan on CyberVision 64. This is 5 volts fan, very nice one, which is blowing out the hot air and also cooling by the air rotation. It's cooling a little bit the graphics card memory. I have also some radiators here on Pola as well, on Buster, as you can see as well, just to increase the cooling area for those chips. What else? I guess that's about it. So in the next, forgot to mention, I have also recapped the PSU. It is very important if you want to have a stable system. It's very important to have the stable voltage and the proper voltage. So without this, there's no chance you can have stable Amiga. So what I did, I have recapped and I have improved cooling a little bit. I have changed the original fan inside with the new one, and and basically how the Amiga was designed is that the original fan, instead of blowing out the hot air, it was blowing in the air from outside the case. So yeah, so I have reverted the airflow, so it blows out the hot air instead of blowing in the air from outside, which is also, yeah, so that also improves cooling a little bit. So if you have Amiga 4000, you should do this as well. And the new fan is much more quiet than the original one, so in general the whole system is like much more quiet and works very smooth. So here's my Amiga 4000. Hope you like it, and in the next video I will show you the software side, so basically what this hardware is capable to do. I will show you some internet browsing while playing music, some 3D games on it, and some modern demo scene. Basically that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.